How many times have I said what the most important part of a launch lineup or a consoles lineup is, right? Like, I know a lot of people probably, feel one way or the other about these types of things, but for me personally, it's a very important aspect of these consoles, right? You got to have games, you've got to have things for people to play, you've got to have things for people to keep occupied with. It's the whole entire point of video game consoles, and so few people seem to grasp that these days, right? So, what do you get in terms of these consoles, in terms of being able to play these games and things like that? I think that it's important to have absolutely amazing content, time and time again, to offer the fans and things like that, and I think that's the most important thing. The main thing that I look forward to each new generation is the content that isn't going to be available anywhere else. The exclusive games, of course. And, I also think in addition to the exclusive games, you also have to look at like a lot of the features and things like that that are coming out and how they impact the future of the platform. And I also think that that's going to be something that a lot of people have to talk about in terms of what's going on. And I love that fact. I love the fact that Sony and Microsoft are so adamant about getting content out there for the gamers or whatever. Let's just put aside the fact that, Xbox is basically the town bicycle, and you can pretty much get, get their stuff anywhere. I mean, we look beyond that and we just go, okay, so what's actually going on that we can get from our consoles that we maybe couldn't get from the other consoles, so you can sort of look at it from that kind of perspective. And I think that that's really kind of where we're looking at things right now, and where I actually love to kind of look at things, because I feel like it's very critical for these consoles to keep gamers happy if we want game consoles to continue being a thing. And I think that that's going to be something that we keep getting for a long time to come, and that's something that I think both Phil Spencer and Jim Ryan and all these people can kind of agree on when it comes to this stuff. So with that being said, I do want to get into it. What's up, everybody? It's me, Crapgamer, with Crapgamer Reviews, back with another video. Thank you so much for checking it out. I really do appreciate it. Please like, share, subscribe. I would appreciate that as well. It helps out the channel, and it means a lot to me personally. Again, it just really is kind of a weird thing. It's been kind of a rough couple days, not to get into too much stuff, but things will hopefully all work out, and it'll all be good. But with that being said, I do appreciate it if you guys want to go ahead and send us a like, and that would be pretty amazing. So I think that as things kind of change, and in general, fans are gonna kind of look to these companies to deliver on the promises and things like that. And here it is, almost a year into the new generation, and have we been delivered any kind of things that we were promised? I mean, if we look at last generation, we kind of look at how things kind of have went, and I have to say, it's funny to me, because I feel like on both sides we were kind of let down a little bit, but I will say on the Xbox side we were let down much more, because it does seem like we didn't get nearly the things that we thought we would get, or that we were promised. It's just, even looking at it, it just kind of is crazy to me, the amount of things that we didn't get, even though we were promised. And that's one of the things that I would hope would change before too long when it comes to this generation. Now, when it comes to Jim Ryan, he just did an interview where he was talking about what's coming up for the PlayStation, and there was obviously some controversial things he said. One of the main things that he said was that he would like millions upon millions of people to play PlayStation games, and even maybe hundreds of millions. And some people took that as, well, they're going to do what Microsoft is going to do, and they're going to put their games on PC, which they've already started doing, so that's not really a secret, but they've already stated that they have a time frame, so you're going to at least get years where they're going to be console, pretty much console exclusive or whatever, which I think most people will probably be fine with. I think even going from that, they've already put their stuff on cloud, right? Like, the PS Now is available on every PC if they want it, so that's hundreds of millions of people that have the opportunity to play those games. Now, the interesting thing is they hired the old Apple the Apple Arcade head, and now he's heading up Sony's mobile thing. So I think that that's probably where they come in with a lot of these new IP, where they're going to get their IP out there to different people to. That would be the only way to actively really reach hundreds of millions of people, would be through the mobile market, doing like little side spin-offs of your games on phones and things like that, and make them free to play or whatever. I think that would probably be the best way to go about it. And people were assuming, well, no, why wouldn't they just do, xCloud? Well, they've already been doing that, and they might do something similar on phones and things like that, because they do have, PS Now. And I think that the main thing that would be the difference is, though, if people aren't buying, a PlayStation 4, which is, 150, 200 bucks to play a lot of these games, then why would they, buy them to stream them or whatever, right? It's like, the thing that was very interesting is the official kind of look at how the people that are using streaming services, like let's say xCloud or PS Now, are already in those ecosystems, like 99.9%. Like, people aren't specifically going, oh, I don't have an Xbox, let me pay for Game Pass $200 a year, $180 a year, and stream these games to my phone, and that's going to be my way of playing games. People aren't doing that. The people that are using that are the people that are obviously already into the ecosystem, already have the an Xbox or a PlayStation or whatever, a PC. So that's a little bit of a different story. Now, Jim Ryan was talking also about the situation with the upcoming exclusives, and he says that the pipeline of games coming to PS5 is the strongest they've ever had, and he doesn't really strike me as a BSer very much. So we already know that they have a hell of a lineup coming next year. Speaking during an interview with Game Industry Biz, Sony Interactive Entertainment CEO and President Jim Ryan boldly proclaimed that the lineup of PlayStation 5 games is by far the strongest the format holder has had of any of its consoles to date. He said the launch lineup was the best we've ever had, and I'd submit the best that any console platform has ever had. The work we've done since then is excellent, with Returnal and Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, MLB The Show 21 for the United States, which is a fine game. The pipeline of games that we have coming is just fantastic. It's by far the strongest that we've ever had for any of our consoles. I can't wait to see these games starting to drop. Horizon Forbidden West, Gears of War Ragnarok, and Gran Turismo 7. In the same interview, he also said that he would desire to see PlayStation open its doors to a wider audience. Obviously, like I said, would make a lot of sense to kind of do that with mobile and things like that, and I think that's something that we'll probably continue to see, because it was also leaked out, or I don't know if it was a leak so much as just kind of came out, that Apple Arcade was actually making more money quarterly than Sony and Microsoft and Nintendo. But again, they aren't having to put the cost into the hardware or the development and the studios themselves and things like that. They're just little arcade games. So of course you have hundreds of millions of iPhones, and then you have a situation where people can just kind of play those things or whatever. But this is very interesting news and very good news. I can't wait to see what they have coming out. Listen, I've been on board with Xbox. I said I think that they're going to do some good things a few years from now, and I stick by that. I think that's probably when we'll start seeing some really good things coming from them. With that being said, I will link this. Let me know what you guys think. Sound off, rate, comment, subscribe, rack 'em up, fact 'em up, crap gamer 'em up, crap gamer out.